And the energy of this covenant is designed to bring you into a new state of fluidity, because your own multidimensional sacred being is fluid. We are naturally a fluid being. We know our human component, our sacred component, that God consciousness state of ourselves, which is a multidimensional. We are multidimensional beings having a human experience right now. And the covenant energy brings this frequency of love that speaks to our own hearts, that allows our own hearts to unfold and for the veils to be lifted. That veil that has been in place between our sacred component, which we know is fully intact. And so that veil has lifted, and our hearts are beginning to be almost like reconstructed within this fluid element that the covenant is bringing and will continue to unfold on earth from this time on. It's part of the new Aquarian age that was heralded in mid-December last year. And so we have that essence of the sacred support from the covenant, that sacred energy of God speaking to our own God consciousness state within our hearts. And so it is an added tool to support us in launching ourselves in a different way at this time. We know we've seen a phase of the COVID we've entered a new phase where we're starting to come out once more, meeting each other in person. And so this new phase begins with us connecting in person to others, but also carrying this sacred frequency of the essence of the fluidity of that covenant within us, and to be able to actively engage within that essence. The call is going out for each one of us to work deeply within ourselves, a deep introspection process of our own humanity, and to really choose consciously to engage within the different elements that keep us in a separated state from ourselves, because within ourselves is that component of self-judgment, of self-condemnation, where we have held guilt, shame, remorse of what we've done or what we haven't done or how we've lived or what we should have said and what we didn't say. And the fact is, I remember the energies of meeting Jesus Christ on the Sea of Galilee. And he walked across the water towards me, and the love was overwhelming. That love of Christ. And I fell to the ground just sobbing with that pure love that was coming into me from him. And when he came to me, I expected loving words. Instead, there was this stern question: when are you going to resurrect yourself? When are you going to take yourself off the cross? You have come here for self-resurrection in this lifetime. You have put yourself on a cross, and only you can be the one to take yourself down. This is your first mission in this lifetime, is self-resurrection. And I knew in those moments when he spoke those words to me, how I was still holding so much against myself. Even when I wasn't, even as a small child in the cult, I had held so much against myself. Blamed myself for being tortured. And I realized in that moment too that I blamed myself for that torture because I was in a state of helplessness, and it was easier to blame myself than to feel the helplessness. It was unbearable. And I also knew that I had to change my life in that moment. And Jesus spoke to me about the vastness of my own love, of my ministry in this world, and the importance of bringing that message of self-resurrection out into the world. He showed me so clearly, as the Pleiadians did, as days went by. The Pleiadians showed me a tremendous amount of understanding of how, the lies have been perpetrated, that we have to in order to be loved, to be aligned to our enlightenment energy, that I had to be perfect. And the lie of that. And to celebrate my perfectly imperfect humanity. To honor my imperfection, that every decision I had made, every choice I had made was perfect because it had brought me to the series of learning experiences that I needed to have in this lifetime, that I said yes to. That there was never, ever a wrong decision that I made. That each one of us makes the decisions in order to draw forth the perfect experiences for us to unfold and learn and grow as a human being. And so it's absolutely not in alignment to truth to begin to have self-condemnation, shame, guilt. It's like we're playing out the illusion and the lie. And this moment, at this juncture, we're being called through the covenant to end separation. The inner separation of that self-condemnation, self-judgment sets up walls inside of ourselves, an inner wall, inner conflict. And so this is the time for this introspection of ourselves, to see where you're still holding things against yourself, where you've made you're still holding things against yourself. Choosing to hold on to the disbelief of the energy of struggle, of the fear, of the shame, of the guilt. And choose to let go. Just simply let go. The covenant energy brings a strong letting go energy, and the Pleiadians' work at the moment is to transmit an incredibly strong letting go energy across the earth plane to all humanity, because human beings hold on tight. We hold on to the fear, to the illusion of fear, to the struggle, the ego mind's misperception of events, because the ego mind is so limited. It doesn't understand the magnificence of the sacred that we are. It only knows limitation, lack, fear, struggle. So it's about watching your ego mind, what it says to you, what it says to you about you. What is it saying? What is the message that it's giving to you in your life, in your moments in your life? You're not good enough. You're not lovable. You're not enough. This will never work. Who do you think you are? And it's understanding we do not have to answer the ego mind. You can witness it and go, whoa, look at that. Let me take a breath and let go here. I choose truth. I choose me. And at this time, with the essence of the covenant, all attention has to be here. This is where we need to place our focus, on ourselves, and looking, yes, at our humanity with love, compassion, and patience, holding ourselves with that patience, witnessing our idiosyncrasies, witnessing our imperfection, breathing and letting go and smiling at our imperfection. Oh, look, I just did that. Oh, look at me one more time. I just was so angry. Let me breathe into that anger. And what made me so afraid that I had to be so angry? What triggered me just then into that feeling of vulnerability, of my humanity, of my human vulnerability? It's about understanding our imperfection, understanding our human aspect, and just getting to know ourselves, not trying to fix ourselves. Let go of trying to fix you. You're perfect just the way you are in your human self, and it has no relationship to you aligning to the sacred that you are. You don't have to get it all right in order to be aligned to the sacred. You simply have to open into who you are in your imperfection and hold yourself in really awe. The Pleiadians and the spiritual realms honor our courage for choosing this human experience. They know how hard it is. They don't judge us. We're not judged by the holy. We're not judged by God. We're held in the light. It's us who judge ourselves. Where we put burdens of responsibility on ourselves. We carry these heavy burdens day by day. They're inside of us. And this is the time to allow those burdens to lighten, to take a conscious breath, let go, and allow the self-judgment just to fall away. Just, if this was a cape, my self-judgment, I'd pull the string on the cape, and the cape would just slide to the floor. And I would be liberated. That is self-liberation, choosing differently, consciously choosing. I'm holding myself. I'm taking care of me. I'm on my own side. You're not looking out there for anybody else to prop you up. You're letting go and you're choosing you. You're choosing on behalf of yourself. That's an exciting concept. That you can really let go of the struggle and the holding on tight. And it's simple, the letting go energy. The Pleiadians gave me this picture a long time ago when I was still in the process of doing my inner cleansing, my letting go of my humanity and all that judgment. But they say, here you're hanging onto a branch of a tree so tight, and below you is your own river of light, your God light, your flow. All you have to do to let go is to lift your fingers off the branch of the tree. This is the action. Letting go. Letting go. Letting go. And then you fall gently into the space of your own river of light, where you are held and bathed and moved by the sacred current of your higher self that takes you effortlessly where you need to be in your life, where the doors open to you and you flow through those doorways into reconnection. Let's take a conscious breath right now. That conscious breath the Pleiadians give. It's that breath in and out the mouth that says, yes, I'm willing to let go. And yes, I'm willing to receive my light. And you just let everything fall away. And the energy of your sacred light exists right here in the physical container of your heart. You're a multi-dimensional being. And your heart space, which is the full chest area that goes beyond the physical body, this is your heart space. This is you returning to you. Now, being human, we know you won't do anything perfect because you're perfectly imperfect. But taking moments, one moment to be in your heart space and using that conscious breath and breathing to where you feel the warmth, the pressure of your hand on your heart, you start to return to the sacred element that you are. One moment in your heart, every cell in your body will transform. One moment out of that separated state of self-judgment, by just choosing to come into your heart, all the old belief cycles, the belief systems, the self-sabotaging cycles start to break down, and you never ever return to them fully. They are broken. You break the cycle, and they never hold you like this again. You may return to them to have moments of separation, to choose to have another moment of feeling that separation, maybe the fear or the struggle, because you may not be finished with feeling that separated state yet. We're here to have our human experience. But you'll never be held so tightly in that struggle or that fear again. And every moment you spend holding your heart and taking a conscious breath and letting go is accumulative, so that you begin to create a pathway home back to your own multidimensional space of being. And after a while, that energy, that opening, that multidimensional space of yourself begins to anchor and open at certain moments in your day-to-day life without even thinking about it. You start to actively engage and carry this higher aspect of your light, and it begins to open and create manifestation in the space of your life. Because whatever you carry within you, you attract within the universe into your life. So as you start to release some of the old limitations and burdens, the old structures, the heaviness, the density of the old, of the fear, of the struggle, of the feeling of not being loved, of having to get it right and do it perfectly, as they start to kind of fall away from you like old shells, no longer needed, you start to have a liberated life. When new doorways open, new potential opens to you, because you're carrying, you're radiating aspects of that light from your heart outwards. And the universe brings that creation energy towards you, so that you begin to utilize the natural tools of your own multidimensionality. You begin to set yourself free. I love that energy, because you know what? It's not dependent on anyone else, my unfolding, my birthing. It's dependent on me birthing me. And no other human being is involved in that equation. And I like that. I take full responsibility for everything I create. I give thanks and gratitude to my creations, to the light, to my light, to the love that is here within me, to the light of my life, of my creation. And I celebrate that creation. I celebrate and I hold that joy in my heart. And as you open into gratitude, then that wave, that acceleration, your transmission goes out even further, and you draw more to you, more comes in. And yes, you can have moments. I can have moments of, okay, here's Here's something here. I can feel it triggering inside of me. Let me breathe into it. Let me feel one more piece of my humanity, of my vulnerability. Let me learn about who I am, so I can hold myself and understand myself even more completely and bring more of a compassion to that vulnerable aspect of myself. And then another layer of struggle leaves my body, just leaves, it falls away. Because I choose life. I came from death. You know, it was 30 years ago, I was given a few months to live. I had advanced systemic lupus. And when I realized, when I was in that hospital, realizing that I created something to kill myself, that I wanted to die, I was carrying so much pain from my childhood, from that abuse, years of abuse, from being in that cult. I wanted to die, and I'd created something to kill myself. And it was shocking to realize, look at what I created. Look what I'm capable of. And the next moment was, if I could create something to kill myself, I could create my own healing. And I knew I had to leave the hospital, and I had to do everything very differently in order to live. But I knew it was me taking my power back, of holding my power once again that had been really stripped of me since I was a child in that cult. And the day I left the hospital to live, I took my power back. And it was only weeks later I had my awakening. Each one of us has an unlimited potential within our unique divine aspect of our wholeness within our heart to create what it is that is your heart's desire. As you unburden yourself from the density of the heaviness of the guilt, the shame, the remorse, or feeling betrayed, and you've shut your heart because no one's going to hurt me again, you start to open your heart like a flower would open to the sun. You move into a state of renewal, of recalibration. And you start to open and choose your heart's desire to make manifest in your life now. And you keep letting go, allowing the unfolding. You don't have to wait till you have perfectly let go of everything. That's the ego mind. Oh yeah, I'm going to get rid of everything. I'm going to just be perfect. No, you're not. You're still going to have your human component. And you're going to hold that human component with love and compassion in moments of fear or struggle, or going back into a moment of separation of maybe the guilt or the shame, maybe. And you're going to breathe and let go, choosing life, going from death to closure, to closing off, to living, to be alive, to be filled with the joy and the life force of yourself, of your heart, of your multidimensional aspect of the being that you are. Taking your place. That is part of our mission on this lifetime. Self-resurrection is what Christ said to me. Self-resurrection. We have all come as part of our mission to self-resurrect in this lifetime. That means releasing ourselves from the cross and aligning back into the sacred that we are, this reconnection, renewal, reunion. It's not learning all over again. It's reconnection. It's waking up from the dream. And the dream being just human, small, insignificant, but arising out of the ashes, our own ashes, to the glory that we are, to the love that we are. to the beauty that we are. The Pleiadians say we will be successful in the self-resurrection process in this lifetime. And I know our world looks crazy, chaotic. The drama is unearthing itself as the light gets brighter. But they say we are ahead on schedule with our evolution. Don't look at the illusion of the third dimensional world and make that a mirror of how far we've come or not come. The ego mind loves to assess your progress and assess you constantly. You're just not doing enough. You're not being enough. You're not enough. Oh, I am enough in my imperfection. It's the time for each one of us to start alleviating this self-judgment, because as a community, we need to start coming towards each other, not with judgment, because we judge others as we judge ourselves. That's all it is. And then we create a separation with each other through that human nitpicking ego, through being competitive, making that person less than you are to make you feel okay about yourself. Creating separations within groups, having the special group within the group. It's part of the human condition, the ego mind. We have to build ourselves on a false platform to try and just make it through because of the huge amount of self-judgment we have inside for ourselves. So we have to make everyone else less. Or we put someone up on a pedestal and then wait to just pull them off. We're great at doing that too. It's all the same, just one extreme or another extreme. You're looking to find a balanced perspective within yourself, of loving yourself no matter what, of understanding your dynamic of your humanity and understanding the vast dynamic of your sacredness as you can moment to moment, because there's always more of the sacred for us to align to. And to choose that introspection process, not to be afraid of what you're going to find out about yourself. There's nothing that terrible. We have all played so many roles with each other, with ourselves. It's just the play out on the stage. We have the ongoing play out drama with our families. We all chose to come together and be families together. We chose our parents. They chose to be with us as their children. We chose our children. It's just about breathing and choosing to let go. And be willing to meet yourself in that which you are within your humanity. And when you find yourself in a moment of self-judgment, you stop and you breathe into it. You don't go, oh my God, look, I'm doing this again. No. No. What is it about this moment that feels so bad? Let me hold this part of myself, whether it's the child or the adult, and breathe. Use the conscious breath. The conscious breath says, yes, I'm willing to let go. It's that breath in and out the mouth. Not used, it doesn't replace the normal breathing pattern. But that conscious breath says, yes, I'm willing to let go. I am. It bypasses the ego mind. And it allows a shedding of the density that is locked in the cells of our body. And that density ultimately creates physical pain, disease in the body. The energetic flow, your circulation can't go into those dense areas, so it creates disease. So it's about choosing not to be afraid, but to really explore the vastness of that humanity that you are, without judgment, with like self-discovery. Choosing self-discovery of your humanity. And calling in the support. You all have pre-agreements with the energies of the spiritual realms, the galactic community. You all have a family off planet, a galactic family, your natural family of origin that is here to support you at this time. Start calling them forward to support you in the rebirthing of yourself, the redesign of yourself, that human part, and then choosing to expand the sacred component that you are. Not moving your awareness out into the world, not letting this third dimensional drama that is playing out in the world be the cause for your distress. Because it will go on regardless. You can be moved, your whole attention span can be moved to focus on the worldwide events. Even the events in just this country alone is enough. Or you can just witness it over here and say, I am continuing on my unfoldment, my journey here with myself. Because you are a gift to the world. Your unique divine aspect is the gift. And there's nothing more you can do for humanity right now than to be here with yourself. Because every time you align to your heart with that conscious breath, just for one moment, you send a ripple of energy of light out across the planet. And you contribute to humanity. You matter. Your unique divine aspect is necessary for us to really build the whole energy of the community of humanity on Earth. And we are the way showers. What does that mean? It means that we have said yes to playing this role now. To choose ourselves and to choose that understanding of ourselves to evolve so that we become free, less dense, more aligned in moments to the sacred that we are within our hearts. That we come together with like-minded people that have the same commitment to themselves, the same focus. Not talking about the drama out there, because all that does is build the drama. Wherever your attention goes, that's where things are being built. You bring your awareness to the vastness of your heart. You join together and collectively open your hearts together. Not one being more than the other, but understanding we need each other because we all hold a divine, unique aspect of the God consciousness state. And we are all needed here, one not more than another. And to celebrate and support each other in our own human unfolding as well. When you find yourself looking at someone and judging them on any level, oh, don't like that outfit, or look at that person, look what they said, or it's a signal What was triggered inside of me to start this judgment, to make someone else wrong? And I hold my heart and I take a breath and I try and track back. What was it a look? Was it a music on the radio that reminded me of some terrible event inside of me? What created the fear for me to have to condemn somebody else? That is my commitment. That's exciting to me. It means, oh, here's something else I'll learn about myself in this moment. Something else I can let go of and shed and liberate myself to another level and understand my humanity one more time, to hold myself with that love and compassion. But the self-judgment immediately, it's not even speaking it, it's thinking it, sets the wall up between you and that other person. And how long have we been living that separation out, that separated state? When people get too close and you're afraid of the intimacy. So the ego mind just comes in with something without even knowing. All of a sudden, there it is, right in front of you. A thought that shuts you down from that other person and stops that intimacy, that flow of love, that connection. And the beautiful thing is, you can change your mind. You can have that thought and pull it down and witness yourself and go, whoa. And then you can take another breath and say, I'm letting this go. And you step forward towards that person again. And you can even share, I just had a moment of separation here. I realize all this intimacy is just too much for me. So let me breathe that through. It brings a lot of fear up for me. And being real in the moment with yourself and then with the person, if you can. But you won't do it perfectly. And it's not about then judging yourself. Oh, look at me. I couldn't even come to them and tell them this. No, I'm taking a breath. I did the best I could. At least I recognized that was what was going on. And maybe I'll do better next time. And maybe I won't. This is who I am in my humanity. And you breathe and you let go. You allow the flow through you. You allow it. You allow yourself the mistakes, the learning experiences, the moments of closing down, the moments of struggle, but you're with that struggle and going, I'm struggling right now. Let me breathe. Let me feel out what it is that's making me feel so fearful. You know how you wake up one morning and sometimes there's this dread inside you, you don't even know what it is? So you don't get out of bed with it. You go, okay, so I have this feeling of fear or something going on. Let me breathe into it. Use that conscious breath. And just breathe and let go into it and just be with yourself and just say, I'm just staying here. I'm going to hold myself. I'm going to breathe and just let go. And pretty soon when you bring your awareness into it, you don't pull away from it and pretend it's not there and just push it aside, but you let your awareness go towards it and breathe into it. And you may not even discover what it is, but guess what? It just dissolves. It just dissolves. And earlier on, I really got the message from the Pleiadians that fear, we know the ego mind, it just brings the fear up. But fear itself will never, ever hurt you. It is a true illusion. And I learned that if the more fear I was feeling, the more important it was for me to do what the fear was about, to go forward and ignore it. And the more I let go and stepped into the experience and let the fear build, and then all of a sudden it dissolved. So fear for me became a green light, not a red light to stop. And I soon found that fear just was nothing. It was just a feeling perpetrated by my ego mind. So it's about really taking off the shells and celebrating who you are in the moment, no matter what that looks like, because each experience, whatever it is, however small or however large, opens another doorway to understanding and to a deeper love and appreciation of your vulnerability, of your humanness. And it's time for us to come home. The work must and can only start inside. And I really witness each one of you and the energy that brings. I'm just going to open some energy through the room, some of the letting go energy from the Pleiadians, to anchor it just through the grid space here. Where you sit is a grid. And the energy of the Pleiadians and Mother Mary, the Christ energy, are here to honor and support you in your life now. Shata I she om da ine a she om she om she o. He a she om she om she o. And I wish to honor you and all that you are in this moment. So be it. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Christine. Barb's going to play a little music right now, and John will just have pass the plates around for offering. So appreciate your generosity in helping us support this mission of opening up the heart and sharing that energy with the planet. Thank you.
It's really good to be back doing music here. Feels really good, and I have a new song to give. A few weeks ago, I felt like I needed a new song for Lake Harriet, and this is what came. Oh, Mother of creation, oh, Father of the light, together unite, let the love ignite the heart of humanity to the call of our destiny in the grace we've been traveling around in circles. We've been suffering all in vain. It's time to break out, take a different route through the heart of humanity and the call of our compassion wherever it flows. The dark night of the soul opens for all to behold. The heart of humanity, to the call of our destiny, in the grace. So we move forward one step at a time, with patience like a mother for her child. Know not where we go, but deep inside we know that the heart of humanity and the call of our destiny is the grace. Oh, Mother of creation, oh, Father of the light, together unite, let the love ignite the heart of humanity, to the call of our destiny, in the grace. In the grace,
Thank you, Barb, so much. Barb is going to be in the garden room afterwards selling some CDs if you want to follow up with her. Also, another follow-up, if you want to follow Christine Day, just go to our website, Christine Day Online, I think that's correct, .com. And so now I'd just like to come forward and we'll bless the offering. And I invite you to just put your hands up and just to repeat after me. Perfect love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. Thank you so much. And now let's, as an element of unity, let's gather around the outside the sanctuary in a circle, and Christine will lead us in a closing message.
So good to see you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's take a conscious breath and letting go into this circle of light that we hold between us. Each one of us is a perfect aspect, a point of light within this circle. Let's hold this circle of energy steady between us in this moment. Feeling the essence of our own hearts flowing through this circle. Take a conscious breath, letting go into this circle. Ashatae. That's it. Take one more conscious breath and just letting go into our circle of light. And may we each be held within this circle of light as we move out into the world, carrying this frequency of alignment of our place in this circle. And the pure beauty and the light that we are. Ashata Inea. So be it. So good to see you too. Get this off.